not a good day. Disaster everywhere. Nothing worked. Go away. Refresh. Try this again. Go away. Refresh. Disaster. Alright. Figured it out. We'll share this one more time. I'm just going to share it with the Discord folks. Unable to share. Liar! Let's try again. Oh my gosh! Holy crap! How can this be so screwed up? Go away, go away, go away.
Alright, here's your spoon. Unstickified.
Thank you. I'm just going to drink for the rest of the broadcast.
Okay.
Hard.
Alright, we'll give you a ride home. You can figure it out? You think? I know you mentioned the permissions thing.
I got it.
Okay.
You have to allow the browser access to the microphone. So allow the browser. So I did that. And now,
It usually pops up and asks you that, though.
it's not a big thing. Yeah, and I thought I did that. Now I'm trying to share. And it says, unable to share. A network error has occurred or you are not currently logged in.
Huh?
We have 2 viewers. Maybe it's Jade. I give up. I give up. I hate technology. I'm going to go get a club and a loincloth. And that's just how I'm going to live. I'm going to kill things and cook them. Not even seasoned. With my hands. Brr.
Ready for a beer?
Yes. I'm so ready for a beer. We have audio, though. I tested the audio. I just...
So Peter says, I still can't hear you.
Don't say that. I'm just going to go pound my head against Steve's brand new garage door. I know it's not brand new right now. I'm totally stealing a pretzel from you. Thank you, sir.
More for us. As much as you want. I have more.
Good. So, this is like 3 broadcasts in a row that have been just disasters.
Yeah, we had some problems last time, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Audio or technical problems.
Time before that. That's okay. Well, last time the main problem was that somebody's yeast pack exploded.
Oh.
So we're going to recap here. Hi.
There was a broadcast, a couple broadcasts ago. We had to partially through it, something went wrong. We had to.
Oh well, your the power
my internet
cables
went
and
out.
your internet went wonky, and that was just
Yeah, that's right.
that wasn't. Yeah, just life is bad.
Got in the way.
It's a good thing we have day jobs.
All right.
So we're going for Boyle here. Let me recap. Today, Steve is going to make an English mild. It's the first time he's made it, so it's kind of a baseline beer. We're going to make it. We're going to test it. We're going to taste it. We're going to say, that's good. That's bad. It's going to go like this. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to say, this is good. And Steve's going to be like, appreciate that, but it's not exactly what I want. I'm going to say, I'm not trying to tell you how to brew your beer. Steve's going to say, I know, but I just want to let you know I'm going to tweak it a little. I'm going to say, that's fine, Steve. I'm not telling you how to brew your beer. He's going to say, I get that. But I'm just going to tweak it a little. And he's going to tweak it a little. And I'm going to say, it's good. Wash, rinse, repeat. At one point, he's going to tweak it too far. And then I'll finally say, I don't know. And he'll be like, you're right. And he'll move back. This is how we roll. But seriously, so this is a baseline beer. And he is working it, and he's going to tweak it until it's delicious. You really need to do that with your IPAs because even I admit you have not hit it with your IPAs.
Oh no,
They are drinkable, and you're an IPA guy. That's the crazy thing. I mean, I know you're just like me. I'm not exclusively a porters and stouts guy,
no,
but
that's why I wanted to get it down because I like IPAs.
yeah.
I wanted to. I'll be floaty.
You have a very buoyant sack.
Where's Nathan?
Right?
I think Nathan would appreciate that one.
That is remarkably buoyant. It's like,
The heck, man. Maybe it just needs more.
just needs to get
Just
saturated. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. Saturated. So this is the English bitter that you made, yes?
Yes, that's the English
Alright.
bitter.
This is a good beer. What do you think?
I like it.
Okay, so you think this
Yeah.
beer fits where you want?
I've been tweaking this one off and on for a while now. This is probably the 4th or 5th time I've brewed this one, and I've made changes to it each time.
You
And I
happy
like
with the
this
latest
one. I like this one a lot better than the other ones. So.
Ooh.
He's so poofy.
know.
I'm
Maybe
in
they-
temp, so I need to put on my
Maybe they use puffed wheat.
maybe. Get my timer going.
So, anyways, I'm brewing a smoky porter. So it's a really dark beer. This is a recipe tried and true. Steve likes this one. This is one of his favorite beers that I brew. So it's very popular at Hunting Camp. It's popular at my house. So even Wendy likes this one. And Wendy tends to like store-bought beers as much as anything else. Stabbing it is not going to help.
Pretty foamy too. For
Maybe.
steeping.
Did you use salt water?
No.
Is it more dense?
I don't know what I used. Just tap water, man.
So we've had all sorts of horrible disasters this broadcast. We want to put a shout out to Ben. Thank you, Ben, because last week we went to smack, and by we I mean Steve, went to smack the yeast pack and it exploded. And Ben was very nice to just compass that. He's like, "Don't worry, we'll get our money back from the manufacturer." Thank you, Ben. Very stand up.
Exactly.
We appreciate
Thank you,
that
sir.
very much. We actually did not expect it. It's kind of like, buying something. It's just like,
I figured I just hit it too hard or something.
Yeah.
I wasn't blaming the pack. I was just maybe I was too rough with that one.
So in any case, there's that. And what else did we talk about? Just a bunch of goofiness. Fortunately, none of it's super serious. We talked about music, but that one's gone now. Which I'm not inspired anymore. Talk about Doritos.
Are you sure you should do that?
No, not really. I've lost 2 teeth to Doritos. That's really weird.
It's uncanny.
Yeah, and not like really chomping on them, man. They just like, it's like, what the?
All right.
Actually, I have that mouth guard now.
Oh.
Pretty sure I ground my teeth at night. That was the thing.
Yeah. So I was going to use this, but I don't think I need to. Look how dark that's going to be.
Yeah, that's
That's
kind of
black
pointless. Yeah, I agree with you. It will not make much sense.
For some reason, I thought it was going to be a lighter beer, but that's all right.
Put it back away. That'll be fine.
I'll save that for a lighter colored beer in the future, I mean. What that was, and for the curious, was the little tablets. Royal
Roll
Flock.
Flock.
It's a combination of Irish moss and some other
Chemicals.
chemical element that's used to clarify your beer. You drop the little tablet in your boil in the last 15 minutes, and when it dissolves and mixes down at like the molecular levels, things will bond together and to kind of coagulate, and then they'll sink to the bottom over time as your beer's fermenting and stuff. So help clarify it so it's clear when you pour it. You know what else does that? Time.
Yes, time is, in fact, time works better than Roll Flock.
Not time the spice. Time as in tick-tock time.
Yep.
You know.
Well, that's really true. That's really the best method. Let it set, let it settle out.
Right?
Well, ain't nobody got time for that. We gotta drink this beer because there's more beer coming.
More beer. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Good steeping temp.
I'm still not boiling. Can be taking a long time.
Maybe you need more.
I don't think there's much more heat to give it.
And you're like flaming over the side of your pot there.
Pretty much doing what it's gonna do. It'll
I
get
think
there.
it's close, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, nobody got time for that.
So you said you were gonna like look up a list of things to talk about.
I never did.
Yeah, me neither. I never did that.
It was just going to be kind of like a beer news,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a 5 to 10 minute thing to talk about.
Oh, you know what we could look up?
What's happening in the beer world, but I never got around to looking stuff up.
You know what we haven't done in quite some time? And I'm quite sure that there have been episodes that have come out. Let's go back through this.
What's that?
We have not read The Hot Break.
No, we haven't. No. Well, this one's about hydrometers.
Oh, really?
And gravity readings and why you do it and that kind of stuff.
I'm not looking at the mailbox that I get The Hot Break in. Got 1,000 notifications live on your channel. Shut up, YouTube. I'm going to find it really quick. There we are. There we are. Your best friend in the brew house, the hydrometer. 6 out of 5 mad scientists agree.
6
All
out
right.
of 5, huh?
6 out of 5. Ben is really good at counting. Have you noticed? Volume 5, Issue 1. Hi, Jamie. Ben still likes me. That's going to be a running joke till I die, man. Sometimes you blink, turn around, and suddenly the year is over and you have to retrain your brain to write 2024 on all your checks so the bank stops calling you. I have missed doing this. I really have. I have found over the last 4 years that I love writing about beer just as much as I enjoy drinking beer. You know,
Not wrong.
you can drink beer while you write about beer.
I bet he does.
I bet he does. It's because he's a pretty smart guy. All right. I'm glad to be able to sit down and crank out this month's newsletter. Even if it is late, it's better than nothing. Thank you for your patience. That's okay. You should see the quality of our broadcasts.
Thank you. Yeah.
We start 45 minutes late and then have no audio for the first 40 minutes of the first. It's oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was a.
I deleted those, by the way.
show.
All right, first announcement of 2024. We have a new face here at the shop. Say hello to Reed Dickens. We have met Reed. He's a nice guy. Hello, Reed. Welcome to the team. That's right, the team. We're part of the team. We're the customer heart half of the team.
Mm-hmm.
They're the supplier half. We're the customer half. We need both parts of the team. We're a team. We make this whole thing work, and then we brew the beer. Reed has been a customer for a couple of years. He started out making mead and cider and is excited to add beer to the list. His other interests include gardening, mushroom foraging. That means he's a fun guy. You know, I read that. I just walked right into that. Just didn't even see it coming. All right. And trivia night at Terramar Brewing. Be sure to stop by and say hello.
We like Terramar.
Yes, we do. We like all the beers, though.
There's only one brewery I'm not too fond of. I'm not going to name them on here, but it's that one.
Well, yeah, but it's just a really esoteric thing. Not everybody's going to like that one. All right, now serving beer for dogs. Crack a can of your bestie, non-alcoholic, doggo-centric flavors. $6.99 for the goodest boys and girls in your pack. Okay, here's the deal, right? This isn't a joke, folks. No lie. Beer for dogs. I'm sorry, it's a dog. It gets Coors Light, if anything. I don't quite understand it. I mean, would you buy beer for your cats?
They wouldn't drink it.
That's because your cats are snobs. They're probably wine cats. They're probably like wine.
Yeah. They hold them a little claw up.
Little claw up in the air.
I don't think they would drink beer. I never tried to give the cat beer, but
Non-alcoholic doggo-centric flavors. $6.99. And that is really for dogs.
Mhm.
Well, dogs do like beer.
you like beer. So do goats.
That's right, because you fed my goats beer.
Just one.
Just one.
One goat. A little bit of beer. Not one beer.
Hi, Jade.
Hi, Jade.
Welcome back.
Welcome
I think we got things
again.
going now.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Jade? You can do the hearing thing?
Yes. It was Goofy. Drink some beer. I just poured a little bit down on him, It was funny because his tongue was all. He was drinking
Yeah. This is weird. It's weird. Good. All right. Here we go. We have audio.
Yay!
Yay. Now that we haven't started the boil yet, so we're not done quite yet.
I think you're on the verge.
Once the boil starts, we still have an hour of broadcasting, so
I gotta get some heat back on.
there's an hour of goofiness coming up.
Whoa.
So,
A little bit of
we're reading right now we are reading the Hot Break, which is the newsletter from Northwest Brewer Supply. Our guys who sell us the stuff to actually
make the stuff.
make the good stuff.
They sell us the stuff to make the stuff.
All right. Okay, so we are on the Mad Scientist Guide to Home Brewing. Lesson 1, the hydrometer. Welcome, budding brewmasters.
I can show our audience.
Oh, yeah, you can show them one. And mad scientists alike. Today we dive into the wacky world of home brewing, specifically focusing on that mysterious and often misunderstood instrument, the hydrometer. You could even use PopCam if you wanted.
Oh, that's all right.
Fasten your lab coats and adjust your goggles because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the land of gravity, fermentation, and, of course, beer. Oh, okay. Wait. What is the okay? What's okay? What? Why would she respond okay? What did I say? Did I say
I don't know.
okay?
I don't know what she said.
Doesn't matter. Keep going. Show.
So, This
Oh,
is
newsletter. All right. Maybe not super interesting to you. We'll be
Everything's
whack with you,
backwards.
Jade. All right. Steve's
all right. This is a hydrometer. You really can't see the scale, but it looks kind of like a thermometer.
Closer.
I can't really. I guess that'll work. There we go. I guess that's working. I don't want to lose the focus. Everything's backwards. So the way this thing works is you fill a graduated cylinder up with beer, and then you drop this in and spin it, and it's going to be buoyant inside there. And once it's done bobbing and spinning, you take a reading at wherever the liquid line is on the scale here. And in this case, we'd be using the I'm not sure what the hell this one's called.
Specific gravity.
I guess it's specific gravity. So that number indicates density of your beer, and so you do that before you add your yeast. It's the last thing you do before you add your yeast, and then after your beer is done fermenting and all that good stuff, you take another reading of it, and then you apply a mathematical formula to it that tells you how much alcohol is going to be in your beer.
And by apply a mathematical formula, we mean you input it into a website that does that for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that complex a formula, but yeah, we let
It's easier to throw it
we let
into the
technology
website.
do it for us. But that's a hydrometer and a graduated cylinder in a nutshell. And we just use it to determine alcohol level of the beer.
So really, to be honest, Steve just said everything that I'm pretty sure the newsletter is going to say. Well done, Steve. Because Steve understands this because it's science, and that's what Steve likes. Science. But we'll continue reading anyways. Before we unleash the power of the hydrometer, let's unravel the enigma of specific gravity. Picture this, a liquid with a bunch of sugar dissolved in it, like your soon-to-be beer, is denser than plain old water. So we have water, and then water with stuff in it. Water with stuff in it is denser, not necessarily heavier, but denser. Denser per unit of mass.
So water is 1.0000 in gravity.
Right.
It's like a baseline, actually.
So, where was I? Right there.
Density.
Water sits pretty much at a specific gravity of 1.000. As you add sugar from your malts, the number goes up because we're adding things into the water, dissolved into the water, and it increases the gravity, right? It's like the Richter scale for sweetness. For you all-grain brewers, hitting that target original gravity is like scoring a bullseye in darts, except your dartboard is a vat of wort. It tells you if your brewing recipe is on track. Remember, most beers flirt with gravities between 1.03 and 1.070. But if you're feeling adventurous, the sky, or should I say the bar, man, come on, man, is the limit. The hydrometer, your brewing magic wand. The hydrometer, that floating wizard staff in your brewing cauldron. It's not just for show, it's a crucial tool for measuring how much sugar you've managed to pack into your brew. But beware, young apprentice, for every time you open your fermenter to take a reading, you risk contaminating your precious potion. Use a wine thief or a turkey baster, sanitized of course, to extract your magical sample.
I use a wine thief, which I can't show you because it's in a sanitizer right now.
That's right.
It's just pretty much a big straw with the open end. You can dip it down in there, use your thumb, and it just kind of holds the liquid in there, and you just dump it into your cylinder. You would just fill this up, kind of, you know.
So, reading a hydrometer might seem a little straightforward, but there's a twist. You got to focus on the meniscus, which is where the liquid kind of goes up,
yeah.
and surface tension glues it to the side, which is a pain in the butt, especially if you have to wear glasses, and maybe because of pride, you don't wear readers that are strong enough, and so you have to ask your friend who wears real glasses to read it with a flashlight, even though all the lights in the house are on. Aim for the bottom of this curve for an accurate reading. If you read it from the top, you might as well be reading tea leaves. Okay.
Does he talk about temperature?
He does. That's the next thing there. Temperature matters. The hydrometer's hot and cold moods. Hydrometers are picky instruments. They prefer their liquid at a specific temperature, typically between 59 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. In other words, oh, hey, we're boiling. Continue reading. So I'm going to get this to a rolling boil instead of a roiling boil, and then I'm going to add my hops.
So this will be printed on your hydrometer. Yeah, it'll come with instructions if you were to go buy one yourself. The ones I have say 60 degrees, and for every degree above or below 60, you either add or subtract like 0.003 or something like that. I forget what it is, or 0.0003. It's a very small number you add or subtract based off how high or low you are from 60 degrees. It says if your brew's temperature strays from this, you'll need to do some math or use a chart. Well, I don't have a chart you can use to correct your reading. It's like adjusting your water when you travel across time zones. Not water, excuse me, like adjusting your watch when you travel. I've only had 2 beers, I promise. Necessary, but a bit of a hassle. And it says, and don't forget to be careful with the hydrometer. They tend to suffer from splat or sudden deceleration syndrome. So
you drop it in and you break it on the bottom.
Because I mean, they're made of glass, and it's got like I'm not sure what's down there, but it looks like little lead balls or BBs, and there's like a waxy substance in there. I'm sure it's measured at the factory for some reason. You know,
it's probably be steel shot.
Something, yeah.
Maybe once upon a time it was lead.
Right. So embrace your inner mad scientist. So there you have it, fellow brew enthusiasts and laboratory dwellers. The hydrometer, while seemingly daunting, is a vital and actually quite fun tool in your homebrewing arsenal. With a bit of practice, patience, and a touch of mad science, you'll be brewing up potions and make any tavern or lab proud. So that's cool. We kind of featured a tool of brewing in this one. It's a good idea because I think a lot of people, myself included, so I tend to kind of forgo the gravity reading, and that's probably a faux pas in the home brewers world. But with me, I'm not too concerned about the ABV because I'm not. Well, like my malts are already done for me, so I'm not making my own malts and stuff. Which I mean, I should still take readings, especially if I'm doing my own recipes. But a lot of time, I do other people's recipes that have a ballpark, ABV already established because they took the time to do all that.
Well, that's the other thing is I imagine it's a little more important for all grain.
Yeah, it's probably a lot more important.
Because they talk about efficiency, which is something that I don't really understand. The whole efficiency thing. And that's before this stage of things. And it has to do with your. I don't know. I'll have to.
It's probably. I'm not sure either. Probably with the malting process when you make your own malts. Basically, when you're making your own malts, you're extracting. You're doing the work of extracting the sugars out of the grains.
Yeah, I have
It's called malting is the process. You know what do you want on your phone? Yeah. So Jamie and I, we buy malt that's already extracted. It either comes in those cans you've seen used earlier. It's kind of a molasses material. Sometimes it's dry malt, and all that means is there you go. Yeah, it comes in a can. It is partially dehydrated. The dry malt is powder. It looks like flour almost, and it's just 100% dehydrated. But the malting has already been done in a factory and then packaged up, so it takes a lot of the work out for us.
Right, and so there's a lot of guesswork. So they do it with probably machinery and precise instruments and things like that.
Everything's measured and controlled.
Yeah, like they don't have to worry about opening the garage door and all the temperature in their brew area changing rapidly,
causing boil overs and such.
Exactly.
Did you already set your timer?
I did. Okay, that's why I want my phone back.
Yeah. All right, good. Cool. Well, I'm almost there. I have about 10 minutes left on my steep. And then I'll go grab my malts and get my boil going. We're going to be kind of close. Well, no, maybe not. It takes a while for my pot to get warm.
Yeah, it takes a while for you to catch up. So
yeah, I think my pot is has poor conduction compared to yours. This takes too long. It takes longer to heat up.
I don't know why that is. Maybe wider surface? Nah, I just don't.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's probably the composition of metals.
Is it made out of different metal?
It's supposed to be stainless steel, but it's probably cheap. Cheap stainless steel. So
or maybe mine's cheap stainless steel.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's what it is. You have nice stainless steel that doesn't conduct heat as well, and I have cheap stainless steel that just gets all hot and wild and crazy. Maybe. So I've got like the meth head party crowd guy, and you've got the cocaine high roller. I don't know. I have nothing. I got nothing. I don't know where I came up with that. Just rich people, meth heads, crackheads, cocaine for like business guys. Yeah.
You've seen too many 80s movies, man.
Which is not a lot. Never been a movies guy. I wasn't a movies guy when I was younger because we're broke, and I'm not a movies guy now because it's like, oh my gosh, an hour and a half of my time for things that I'm not interested in. I don't think so. I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a modern movie, that's for sure. I'm probably not going to watch John Wick 4.
I'm not going to go pay for it at a movie theater, but when it comes on,
I don't even think
I'll watch it then.
I don't think I'll watch it when it comes out on Netflix either. Because like even John Wick 3, I was just like, so obviously with this John Wick stuff, there's this big overarching story.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough of an overarching story for me to care. It's just like, it's just, you
don't have to explain yourself. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it, man.
Just having a conversation, man. I'm not defending myself. I don't feel like you're attacking me. No. I'm just having a conversation.
I'm not some John Wick, fanboy or anything.
I know. But
the first one was good. The second, third one were just kind of like
the same.
The fourth one, I'll watch it just because I want to see if they wrap the story up. And we're out of curiosity than anything. But I'm not gonna go watch it in the theater though.
Well, it's already done, right? We just gotta wait for it to hit the free services.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, because I think the Critical Drinker's already done a review on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's new or what's in the theaters at all. One time I learned about a movie is when we hang out and we watch a Critical Drinker. It's like, oh, I didn't know that was coming out.
Oh look, they made another bad movie. Cool.
It's like because I don't care about any of the Disney movies. I don't care about any of these movies that are coming out. These that I've heard about recently. There might be stuff that I haven't heard about, obviously, but every time I see like a commercial or we watch a Critical Drinker episode, I'm like, oh, definitely not going to go see that now,
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, there's just not. I think one of the problems is as you get older, because the stories all tend to be the same.
Yeah, you tend not to care either. As I've gotten older, I'm like, I don't care about these stories anymore. When I was younger, sure.
Oh yeah, they were cool and stuff, but well, you've heard the story before. It's the same as with music.
Yeah.
It's like some kid, your daughter will come up, hey, Dad, have you heard this?
Yeah, 30 years ago.
Exactly. It'll be like 30 years ago. They're like, no.
What? No, yeah.
They just released it last week. It's like, they just released it last week, but the chord pattern's the same, the topic matter, the lyrics, I mean, a little different. They talk about cell phones and we talk about regular phones, but really it's the same, song,
sort.
just
Presented differently, you know.
Yeah. Really, because I mean,
it doesn't mean it's bad music. It's just
it's just that we're bored.
Yeah, you know, we've heard a lot of music over the years. It's just like,
and I think that's why.
I'm not talking about covers either. I'm just talking about themes of songs.
Yeah, there's only
a
so
lot of
many
the same
grand
themes that are
reused
reused over there. Just presented differently by a different artist. You know, their take on it or their personal experience, which is fine, and that's what makes music. You put your personal twist on it. You know,
right? I mean, you know, there's music that's not very enduring, which is like they'll generally have a very temporal theme. You know, like a novelty song about something that happened recently.
right?
You know, like there's one guy who the airline, I think it was United, you suck. He watched them throw his guitar.
What?
Like chuck it. It was in the case, but they just threw it. And it hit the tarmac. And they gave him a hard time about it. He's like, all right. So he made a really professional video, like good production value, called United Breaks Guitars, and put it out there. And they apologized. He's like, no, video stays up. You can just eat it.
Yeah.
Now, he wasn't a super big name artist, but still, he had enough chutzpah, you know, and he had enough of a following that United did notice. And they're like, oh, we're sorry.
All you gotta do is blast companies on Twitter, and then they'll start changing their tune. That's all you gotta do. Because once you start blasting them on Twitter, they know that Twitter is a very influential platform. Excuse me, X. Weapon X is a big influential platform that, you know, you start bringing up issues with a corporation, they notice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they notice.
Oh yeah, social media is powerful
because people start. Yeah, it is. It's such a double-edged sword, man. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But
it is.
But yeah, if that's where you went, I don't know if that's where this guy went, but imagine if he did, that's probably what got United's attention. People above the minimum people he had to deal with, you know, over his guitar, you know, at the airport level, he probably got like corporate level attention, obviously. You know.
Right. But my point was, that's a temporal topic, right? It's a right there, right then.
Oh, sure.
This song has no relevance now. You know,
right.
You'd watch it again and you'd be like,
from 30 years ago, you know.
Right? But big grand topics. Love, pain, suffering, growing old, staying young. Big universal topics that every human, no matter what language, what race, what part of the world they're from, things that every human faces.
Oh, yeah. People write about that.
Yeah. You know?
But I've been noticing more and more, and I don't have specific examples. It's things I've been noticing on the radio. Well, just say in the last 10 to 15 years of music writing, like, I don't know, there's a lot of like, not maybe direct references, but just implied references maybe to mental health in music today, modern music.
Well,
you know.
Yeah.
That's like the topic these days. You listen to new music on the radio, especially on 99.9. I seem to catch that a lot. I don't mean like the replays of old Nirvana they always play, but just some of the modern stuff. It's just like, you know, talking about songs about, you know, pill problems and just mental health related topics, man. You know.
Huh. Well, I mean, music is a reflection of your times. You're gonna write about what you're feeling. You know, like artists. You know, I mean, you're going to have your commercial stuff, which is always going to be tailored. It's going to have 9 writers, and they're going to think intellectually about it. Like, it's not an emotionally driven song. Like Nicki Minaj, I think one of her songs, they had 200 writers on her song.
What?
Mm-hmm. Well, not everybody was on the song, but they hired 200 writers. They found all these writers who were good, and they hired a whole 200 of them. And they're like, go, we want a new song within the end of this week. You know?
And they chose the one they liked.
And then so, they kind of chose the one. And there was no emotion behind it. It wasn't art. It was pure commercial output. Because these writers, they said, okay, what's relevant today? Cell phones,
mental health.
yada, 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 yada. They just pick things like that. Probably not mental health because it's Nicki Minaj, hip hop. You know, I mean, this is the WAP girl. So
I was being facetious.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
All right, I'm going to grab.
Yep, do that.
My cans.
So, in any case, it's like music is going to reflect that. And in the commercial type, it's going to be really short-lived because they're going to sing about things that people identify with right now, and they're not going to identify with in 20 years. You know, trucks, gasoline engines, or things like that, cell phones, cable TV, because things are going to be different.
Yeah, I apologize for walking out when you're talking about it.
That's okay. I just kept talking to the people.
My timer's about to go off.
We made a vow like a year ago. The beer comes first.
I know.
Which is why both beers have been brewed by Steve today. Because you pretty much were brewing my beer while I was messing with the stupid technological the lobotomy zone. So anyhow, and then you got your grand topics, you know, the love, the pain, the suffering, heartache, family,
right?
You know, big grand topics that all humans are facing. They're more artistic and everybody faces them and you relate with that artist, and so the song's popular. I don't relate with the latest cool hip country star, right? I like country music, but I don't relate with the guy, right? I relate with Alan Jackson.
I don't relate to modern music.
Right. Well, I'm talking about the artists themselves, right. Because that's the way they relate to the artist. Because in all genres of art, really the audience, the artists themselves, not the art, the artists themselves has an influence on how their art is perceived. You know, Yo-Yo Ma is very well received. The things that he does, people like. Part of that, not all of it, part of that is just Yo-Yo Ma's personality. You know, he's a great performer. You know, he's engaging. People enjoy watching him perform.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's probably not a penis to his fans, you know. Well, either. There's a lot of modern artists. They're total penises to their fans, you know.
I just never heard it the accurate scientific term used as a slur. No, you're right. Well, he just seems very cheerful, and he goes so many places. He plays tango, and he plays like Chris. He plays the what carol is? It's Alison Krauss and Yo-Yo Ma. It's in English, like a Welsh Christmas carol. It's gorgeous Christmas carol.
Wait, did you say Christmas?
I did. Anyhow, but he does that. Drink that last swallow of beer. Don't slam it. Savor. Very nice. Pinky there. All right. Can we do another one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know how.
Don't mix the glasses up.
You are on the left. You didn't even
careful how you say that.
It's not what I meant.
Phrasing, sir. No, I don't.
Hey, now. This is a non-political broadcast. You know this, family friendly.
I know.
And that's by your.
I know.
It's because you want it that way. I'm more than willing to attack. Bring it on!
Okay, let's get.
Welcome to Northwest Brewmeisters, brew beering and political arguing. Go!
Brew beering.
I'm gonna let this go on the floor because I can mop that up.
You just spilled beer on my floor.
I know, but it's easier to clean up than the inside of your thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
That's actually, I actually had enough time to think about exactly that. It's like, where's it easier to clean up? It's easier to clean up on the floor. All right, you have a very frothy beer. I'm sorry. Kind of a democratic pour. Maybe even a progressive pour. But if it makes you feel better, mine's kind of libertarian.
Come on, Breeze. Give us a tab.
We need a tab. Just a tab.
There we go.
What was I just talking about?
Good Lord.
It was interesting, and now I forgot. Music. Right. Topics and young and old and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. I know modern music, I am not their artist. Modern music, I am not their target audience either.
No, especially in the commercial realm. You might be a target audience for classical music people.
Maybe.
Well, you have more money.
Yeah.
and better taste. But that was just the thing about music and the fact that, you know, our kids come up, hey, did you hear this song? And it's like, yeah, 30 years ago. Same song, you know.
In some cases, it really is the same song. I got in an argument with somebody a while back.
There's a lot of
this was a number of years ago. There was somebody did a remake cover of a song. Oh, it wasn't really an argument. Somebody I worked with at my company. They don't work with us anymore. But one of the modern day kind of hip hop artists did something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that song was originally done by so and so back, and then they're like, no, it wasn't. I'm like, yeah, it's not their song, man. So I just showed them the original. He's like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. He was a young cat, though, you know?
Well, yeah, and you know, they're not necessarily going to know that.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, bird, but it was just like, no, really, that's not their song, you know?
Yeah,
they covered it, you know?
Or they remade it.
Or remade it, yeah.
I think at a certain level, I don't do covers. I do remakes only. Yes, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
You're a cover band. We're a remake band. Remake band.
You changed a little bit.
Yeah. What do you mean? Basically, the face of the person singing it. Everything else is exactly the same. Right down to the gauge of wire used for the pickups.
Anyway. I'll let you catch up there a little bit. I'll let you catch up because, you know, my beer's already 2 swallows in.
Yeah, I know, because I gave you mainly foam. I'm a bad friend. I'm sorry. I am ashamed.
It's fine. You haven't mastered my, setup yet.
It's true.
That to your credit, that one does. For some reason, that regulator, even when I have the pressure down like closer to 5, it still kind of has a high output.
It's got that little.
Yeah.
But what's weird is I poured your beer second.
Oh.
So mine should have been the screwed up one.
Yeah, usually the first pour will have a little surge of pressure.
You kind of get foamy. I don't know what it is.
Damn you. All right, I'm going all grain. Sorry,
because
Grace.
You could just use a knife.
That's too easy.
Much easier to go all grain. Spend another $600 in equipment. Mind you, not such a bad idea, but maybe we should ease our way into it.
No scorched bottom. No scorched bottom.
Don't scorch my bottom.
Oops, out. There we go. Oh.
So I got 41 minutes.
All right. Let's get some rinse in here. Getting the fire back on. I think by the time I get to boiling, I still have an hour after that. You'll probably be down to about 20 minutes or so left on yours.
You have the cleanest garage floor in this town.
All right. People should be envious. And that's going to be sticky.
And stickiness ensues. Chicky chicky boom, chicky boom, chicky boom boom.
This is like a circus.
That was actually I'm not a big Jim Carrey fan, at least for his wacky movies. I think his serious movies are great. Kind of like Adam Sandler. His serious movies are pretty good, with the exception of Uncut Gems. That would suck. That was a dog of a movie. The ending was good, but the rest of the movie was horrible.
Ending was like poetic. It's like yes,
thank you. That could have happened just like an hour and a half ago. Yeah, Uncut Gems is just long and horrible. But Jim Carrey, very much the same. His serious movies are pretty good. His comedy is garbage. That's just me.
Overdoes it.
Right.
Oh, it's not like the comedy is overdone. Like it's like, dude, you're trying too hard. Just stop.
You know, and that's on. With a little luck, that went all the way to the street.
Actually, I saw it went like this, curved behind the car, or in front of the car there.
Okay, so at least it's not under the car.
All right, let me get my flame going. I need to go rinse because I'm all sticky again.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, good lord. My eyebrows still?
Yes, you do. You're lucky.
Okay.
Oh, man. So you ever seen the trick where people will, the way they'll seal a bead on a tire is they'll put a bunch of starting fluid in and then light it on fire and boom.
Oh, no.
And it'll seal it? Yeah, it's a common trick. It seems kind of crazy, but a lot of people, it works. I mean, so you'll get your tire, you use your big tire spoons because these are automotive tires, and you'll get the bead inside, so it's inside the rim, right? And then you'll spray starter fluid in and just poof. And that explosion just pushes it out fast enough. But if you do it wrong, you almost kill yourself. And I saw a video of these two cats doing it with a tractor tire. So this thing is like
tire
5 feet across, and it's got the hub in it, and the whole thing is burning. I don't know what they did, but they're trying to get it to go, and they start lifting it, and it exploded. I'm pretty sure the one dude got hurt pretty bad. He was still moving, but I mean, it blew up.
Like movie star when they're like,
Yeah, like boom, and like the hub went straight up. The wheel and the tire went over here, and his buddy flew back against the wall, and he was over it, and he just bam, just.
Oh yeah, that guy probably got hurt.
Oh, I'm sure he broke things. It was crazy. Darwin Award.
Yeah, I'm saying because that tire assembly like that creates a grenade in a sense because it's got that pressure inside an enclosed space. It's going to go out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little bomb or kind of a big bomb in that case. And now I'm alone again. I'm so lonesome. Well, hello, ugly cat. An ugly cat has walked into the room. This cat really is an ugly cat. Max, you want to be on camera? No, you don't care. You want to go inside? Where are you going? Their cat had a problem. So they had to shave his face. His face. They had to shave the poor cat's face. So they could do like a stunt and a stint and drainage. It was kind of sad. Now he is one ugly cat. I mean, his hair is growing back, but he's still pretty ugly. Poor Max. Max, where are you? There you are. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Actually, you're looking better. At least you have two eyes now. You only had one eye a week ago. The cat is so old. He should be dead. The cat should be dead. You should be dead, man. How are you hanging in there? Talking with Max, the forever cat.
Oh,
Telling him he should be dead. He's like, yeah, whatever.
what are you doing?
Walking around being ugly.
Here. Want to go inside? There's nothing for you over there. All right, come on.
That's his second lap.
What are you doing? What?
Why are you arguing with a cat? It's a cat.
Come here. I'm not going to hurt you. Put his butt inside.
You don't get it. Everything hurts, man. Everything hurts. I'm old. Everything hurts.
Aging sucks.
We know, man. We know. How old is that cat? 8, 9, 10, 12?
16.
16? Oh, geez.
He's an old man.
He's ancient.
He's like an octogenarian,
Yeah.
cat.
Well, how many years is a cat year?
Dogs
Dogs
are
are
just
just.
the same, like 7 years, something like that.
I was gonna say dogs are generally 7. That's what they
I think
say.
it's 7 to 1. I'm not certain though.
You know, bigger dogs live less long than smaller dogs.
I don't know what a cat's average lifespan is. I'm going to say he's achieved average lifespan, but
Probably a
I'm not
little
certain.
beyond.
I mean, I guess it depends. If you're talking a cat that doesn't get squished, in the road, those lives tend to be cut short.
Yeah, they
So,
they
But
reduce the
a
lifespan.
cat, if you remove that from the formula, the cat that just lives its full life. I don't know what the average life is. I want to say like 10 years, man. But I mean, he's definitely beat that. He's been very
Sounds about right.
too.
I don't know. Apparently, chickens are like 5 years. 5 to 7 years is a good life for a chicken. Our chickens. What?
How about rabbits?
Rabbits.
Like your
Rabbits are like 4 to 5 years, give or take.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really take care of it, like you don't use it as like, oh, our rabbits are breed rabbits, so they get used, right? And so they get used. I mean, their bodies produce,
Right.
and so they live a little less long. A pet rabbit that you really take care of, I don't know.
No, I never had a pet
8,
rabbit.
9 rabbits. I have no use for pets. I don't have any pets. All of our animals are
They
utilitarian.
have a purpose.
Yep. The goats mow the lawn, the chickens lay eggs, and the rabbits produce babies to eat. So
And the
that's
chickens become food later too, don't they?
yeah. We haven't eaten many of our chickens because, to be honest, a laying hen or a breeding rooster, because we let the roosters breed the hens, and then we collect. In fact, I got to collect a bunch of eggs and get them in the incubator.
Ooh, excuse me.
So they get really tough, but you can boil them up for chicken stock, which is something people buy in the store. It's like, why would you buy it? I have a whole chicken. We'll just throw it in a pot and we'll boil it for a while.
Make a stock out of it.
Feed the chicken back to the chickens, and we'll throw the rest of the stuff in.
Did you hear
cans.
that? Feed the chicken back to the chickens.
Chickens are
Cannibals.
They are dinosaurs. I mean, they eat anything, including other chickens.
Yeah.
I mean, and you don't have to like cook the chicken and feed it back to the chicken.
Like you just throw the chicken in there.
Yeah, they will eat the other chicken. I mean, they will kill each other and eat the other chicken. Or if they die naturally, they'll eat the other chicken. Little chicks around, they'll go after the chicks. I mean,
Easy food, yeah.
they're not a nice animal. People are like, oh, chickens are so cute. That
No,
thing would
no.
eat you if it was bigger. If it was,
They will eat you.
it would take you out. It does. It is a little velociraptor running around the yard. Trust me, it's looking at you saying, if I was bigger, you'd be dinner.
Totally take you out.
Yep. Chickens are not friendly creatures. Goats are nice creatures.
Sometimes they can be a little aggressive. Try
They
to
can't-
bite you.
The problem with the goat
I've
is
been
if you
hit
hit
by
it in the
one.
head, they're designed to hit heads together.
Right.
So you're like, whack! And it's like, what? I have a natural helmet. My head is a helmet. What?
How many new goats did you get recently?
2.
2 more. Okay.
2. And they're little tiny goats.
Ah.
They're only like this tall.
Are they gonna get bigger? Or are
Like,
they
nope, they're full grown. That's the size they get.
Little guys, huh?
It's like, "Meh." But that's okay. Just use them to eat blackberries. Stand here, eat the blackberries.
Right. Stand, eat. You're good.
You're gonna have to train the new ones though. They still run away.
Oh.
So, but our old goats used to run away. They didn't want to get caught until they figured out that if they got caught, they got taken up to where the food was.
Ah.
So the new ones are gonna have to figure that out. Because
Right.
well, we're working up on springtime.
Yep.
Come springtime and summer, it's like I ain't
crap
buying
seeds
no
are
more
growing.
hay. I got 2 acres of stuff. Blackberries and different things that you need to eat.
thistles and whatever. Yeah.
If you don't eat them, you're going to become goat soup, which would probably upset the person that gave me those 2 goats.
They were.
How are my goats doing? They were
They
delicious.
were yummy. We had a barbecue. What? Well, they wouldn't. They wouldn't cooperate.
They wouldn't eat the blackberries, but they will eat the blackberries.
Yeah.
Goats are pretty good for eating blackberries and certain things. There's certain things they'd rather not eat. Unfortunately, there's certain things that they will eat that they shouldn't eat. Various poisonous plants, like rhododendrons, which we don't have any rhododendrons left on our property,
Right.
thankfully. Because our last goats ate them. Fortunately, they didn't die, but they sure didn't feel well for like a week. They laid around just like, blah, blah. It's like, well, if you hadn't eaten the rhododendrons, you stupid animal, you're lucky you're alive. Why? Because you're a dumb goat. That's why. You ate rhododendrons. This is like drinking Mad Dog 20 and Schlitz beer. I can just imagine the hangover. I've never done that, but it just doesn't sound like a pleasant experience the next morning.
I have. Are you kidding me? My timer wasn't going.
Well, that's okay. You're going to boil.
I know. I'm confusing myself.
Yeah. It's okay that your timer's not going.
For some reason, I thought my timer should have been going. Oh no! I forgot to set my timer.
What are you going to set your timer for? How long it takes for you to boil water?
I must be tired, man. Now I feel dumb.
You work tomorrow?
I do not.
Good. And your kids don't go to school?
Nope.
So you can sleep in.
No, I don't want to do that. I got shit to do. We're PG now.
That's all right. This broadcast is so destroyed. I need to sleep in. I think I got some sort of walking pneumonia, something or other. Like, not necessarily that, but I think I really need to take 2 days and just not wake up early, not do anything, just sleep in and let my body catch its breath. Because I had this cough for forever. I cannot kick it. No headache, no runny nose, no sneezing, no sickness, just this stupid cough. Might be cancer. Which would suck.
That would not be good.
Yeah. Life happens. And then it stops happening. I'm good with this. I mean, not thrilled, but it is what it is. You know, life's and then you die. That's what they say.
A beach?
But with no palm trees. It's like a Dubai beach.
Oh, jeez.
Just jellyfish and sea snakes. And residual petroleum products all over it. Man, with the amount of oil they dump into the Persian Gulf, I don't know why anyone would swim in that water. Let's go to the beach. Let's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
It's like if I could just buy a quart of oil and ooze it all over myself. I don't need to go down to a beach and get stung by a jellyfish, bit by a sea snake, and soaked in petroleum. Don't need to do it.
I can do without.
Yep. What kind of jellyfish did they have? They were just those big cabbage head jellyfish.
They're great.
What? Great? Great.
I have no idea, man.
Well, I don't think, Portuguese man o' war.
Close.
You know what's weird? Are Portuguese man o' war from Portugal?
Yes.
I mean, you would think they would be off, so they're more of an Atlantic jellyfish. I thought they're actually Asian, though.
Maybe it was one of those things where like they were originally indigenous to the Atlantic, or even the Mediterranean. I know Portugal doesn't really face the Mediterranean side of that peninsula there, but and then they got transported over to other parts of the world, like a lot of critters have been. You know, there's a lot of animals in this country that weren't indigenous to this continent originally. You know what I mean? Oh
yeah, well, there's lots of things like the lionfish.
Rar, yeah.
That's an Asian. That's from like the Asian area. It somehow managed to get into the Caribbean and did really well. And now it's like unlimited catch. You can catch as many lionfish as you want.
Huh.
You want to catch 200 lionfish in one day? Go ahead.
Do you provide any sustenance?
What? Oh yeah, you can eat them.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Oh yeah. And from what I hear, the cooking actually neutralizes the poison in them. Huh. I mean, you still got that moment between cooked and not, where their spines are kind of hanging out, and you could get,
Right.
I mean, you would think the Portuguese man of war would be from Portugal. Where is the Portuguese man of war?
Maybe it's more of somebody being a smartass.
We'll call it Portuguese because they're trying to be, a derogative, make a derogative out of it or something.
Okay, Portuguese man of war, also known as the man of war, or blue bottle, is a marine hydrozoan found in the Atlantic and the Indian. It's considered to be the same species as the Pacific man of war, or blue bottle, which is found mainly in the Pacific Ocean. Portuguese man of war is the only species in the genus Physalia, which in turn is the only genus in the family Physalidae. Scrolling. Portuguese man of war is a conspicuous member of the Neuston, the community of organisms that live at the ocean surface. It has numerous venomous microscopic nematocysts, which deliver a painful sting powerful enough to kill fish, and have been known to occasionally kill humans. Although it superficially resembles a jellyfish, the Portuguese man of war is in fact a siphonophore. Like all siphonophores, it is a colonial organism made up of many smaller units called zooids. All zooids in a colony are genetically identical, but fulfill specialized functions such as feeding, reproduction, and together allow the colony to operate as a single individual.
Hive mind.
It got very confusing really fast. Siphonophore, known as the Portuguese man of war, is one of the most conspicuous but poorly understood members of the Neuston. The Neuston is the floating community of ocean organisms that live at the interface between water and air. So it's up at the top as opposed down at the bottom. This community is exposed to a unique set of environmental conditions, including prolonged exposure to intense ultraviolet light, desiccation risk, and rough sea and wave conditions. Yeah, because you're up at the top. Despite their tolerance for extreme environmental conditions and the very large size of this habitat, which makes up 71% of the Earth's surface and is nearly 3 times the area of all terrestrial habitats, very little is known about the organisms that make up this highly specialized polyphyletic community. All right, so here's the deal. Wikipedia writers try to impress people. This is why you can trust Wikipedia writers. Not because any single one of them is trustworthy, but because they're trying to impress us with their big polysyllabic words. They're like, oh, look at all these big words I can use. It's like, you know what? You're an idiot because nobody reads your article because you use big words and it's too hard. I'm a smart person. I have a very large lexicon. I know big words. And I'm reading this and I'm going like, this isn't worth it. It is not worth it. This is dumb. But here's the thing. Here's the reason. There's more smart people, geeks who have nothing better to do, no girlfriends, pocket protectors that could take a bullet, glasses so thick that you could hide gold behind them and it'd be safe. And they get on there like, oh, you misspelled colonial hydrozoans, and I'm going to correct you. And they get on there and they fix things. So you get this battle of the brains of men with no girlfriends.
Boil.
Mine's doing what it's supposed to do. Just saying. Don't look at me so violently.
Was this a look?
This has yet to tell me where the stupid Portuguese man of war is from.
You said the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean.
It's from everywhere. Apparently it's from everywhere.
And apparently there's a variation in the Pacific as well.
Yeah.
That are identical. Ooh. You get boil?
Portuguese man of war have no means of propulsion, move passively. In other words, they just float around.
They just lay there.
Yeah. Kind of like teenagers.
Truck bait.
Pushed around. Quick, to the top of Mount Wanahakalugi. Anyways, looks like they call them the Portuguese man of war, but they pretty much are everywhere.
Right.
And they're from everywhere. All the oceans. All the oceans.
So where's the Portuguese animal from? Everywhere.
Makes sense to me.
Oh, well, whatever.
You've got 17 seconds until I have 20 minutes. It'd be awesome if it boils right at 17.
I forgot to grab my
5,
meshy
4,
thing, but
3,
whatever.
2, 1.
It's jiggling. It's trying.
Pretty close.
It is trying. I forgot my hops jiggle, but
There it goes.
My hops thing. But that's right. We'll bring that flame down a little bit. There we go.
And we're boiling.
And we've had a boil.
Switch to pot cam for no other reason than we can.
That's awfully foamy, but that's right. It'll go away.
It'll get under control soon enough.
As soon as my oil stabilizes, I will start my timer.
What the heck is that? It's like all calm and then blah. It's like a mud pot in Yellowstone.
Right.
You ever been to Yellowstone?
I have not.
That's worth going to.
One of these days.
Believe it or not, even though I'm from Montana, I've only been to Yellowstone twice.
Yeah, I mean,
They say it's pretty much just a huge volcano. You should
right.
probably go visit it before it erupts and wipes out the entire western United States.
All right, there we go.
Pretty close. I got 17 minutes left.
Okay. I'm going to get my timer going right now. Get a little bit more stable. Oh, there we go.
It's pretty good.
I'll leave it right there. Adjust as necessary is what I'm going to do. All right. Sweet.
All right.
That looks good. Happy with that one. There we go. There's a nice one. Nice rolling boil.
Well, what are we on? Okay. So, I'm pretty sure Jade's playing a game or something.
Maybe.
We're sitting on her bed or her counter or her kitchen table.
The cat might be
Whatever.
watching this.
Oh, hello, Jade's cat. I'm thinking we got 15 minutes left, so we gotta like do things like sanitize the work
Yeah,
chiller
we
and
gotta
all that fun, exciting stuff.
We're going to have to get to work.
Yep. So with that said,
Might as well go ahead and call it, huh?
yeah,
Yep.
and it's no lie, this was a disaster.
It was.
Nothing good happened. No, well, we make beer. I
Right.
mean, that's good. We had a good time. And fortunately, we don't stress about these things. There's no executives yelling at us, which is good because we'd have to break their noses.
Right.
Say, look, we're the talent here. It's not our fault you didn't give us a production team or real equipment or anything. Just a garage, a couple of kettles. So, anyways, if you've made it this far, God bless you. If you haven't, well, you won't hear me say that, so it doesn't matter. That's the end of the broadcast for us. We're going to get ready, and next time, it's going to be awesome. We're going to be like on time and professional, and Steve doesn't believe a word of this, and to be honest, neither do I. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. I hope it pans out that way.
Yeah, we're hoping for good stuff, but yeah, it's Northwest Brewmeisters. You never know what's going to happen. So, see you next time. As always, relax.
Don't worry.
Have a homebrew. Goodbye. The most professional part right here. This is so awesome. We need a production team.
It's still going.